Hi, my name is Jeff Kushel, and this is Assignment 10, the project review for EDAC 634. Over the course of the semester, I completed 4 projects with differing topics and ideas. For each of these, I'll discuss the process I used to develop the project. I'll then discuss the design and implementation of the project, the lessons I learned, and the benefits the project had on my future work. There were unique topics for each of the 4 projects, and each presented its own challenge. For andragogy, I chose to do my project on recognizing and reducing stress for a 911 dispatcher. For experience and learning, my choice was basic pottery techniques and creating your own dishware. For transformational learning, I chose to speak on food deserts, what they are and how to eliminate them. And for my final project, I chose to return to my professional career. For embodied, spiritual, and narrative learning, I chose to reduce stress in a work environment. So my first project was andragogy. Being my first project, I felt this one was pretty much the most difficult out of all the ones that I've done. I just was unfamiliar with the source material, and I hadn't worked with Canvas a whole lot. This project, I wanted to keep it simple, which is KISS, keep it simple, stupid, and I focused on self-learning and immediate problem solving. So the design for this project were 3 modules, giving each module a different topic to relieve stress. I introduced basic exercises within each module to keep the students invested and gave good resources. My unfamiliarity with Canvas made this difficult, and I was unable to apply pictures or video media. So what were some of the lessons I learned from this project? The first was the project was too simple and lacked really any substance. I didn't show how the contents were relevant to andragogy, and I needed to become more familiar with Canvas. I also needed to become more familiar with the APA rules for citations. The highlight of this project, however, was learning that a real science existed for adult education and that it had been studied for almost 150 years. Another highlight was seeing how other students created their own classes and how I could take their ideas and use them as my own, putting them in my toolbox. For experience and learning, I wanted to do a project about something I was passionate about instead of my profession. I knew I wanted to improve from the previous project, and I wanted to be more organized. For this project, I chose cognitive apprenticeship, and my familiarity with Canvas allowed me to be more detailed in the modules and better relate them to the topic of the project. Cognitive apprenticeship provided the steps, making it easy to create the module and show how to create pottery. And I utilized tables to create a cleaner look in the modules and allowed myself to go into greater detail. So the lessons learned from this project was to do something you're passionate about, not one that you feel you should be doing something about. Thanks to this chapter, I also realized experience can have a dramatic benefit to the classroom, utilizing student experience to supplement your own. And while I was more organized, I really could have used more pictures and videos. The highlight of this project for me was that I had an opportunity to share a passion of mine with the class, and the application of cognitive apprenticeship was a great tool for future pottery classes. For transformational learning, I kept my idea of doing a passion project instead of something work-related. I implemented more video into this project as well and chose a planetary view due to this being a global issue affecting people worldwide. For this, I also created a PowerPoint, which I had not done in previous projects. First, I sought out the videos that would support my class, designing the modules around those videos. Doing the planetary view, I needed something that was on a global scale, and I also needed to remember to utilize self-examination, critical thinking, and self-initiated learning from those previous projects. Some of the lessons learned from this project was finally being able to add video to my lessons and the realization that they could provide a greater amount of detail than I could in a small module. I also learned to use credible sites such as NPR, The Guardian, and other news organizations. Many videos on YouTube and other places are centric to a singular idea rather than informational. The highlight here was speaking again about a passion project, and I was able to utilize video for the first time, adding them to my modules to help emphasize my ideas. For embodied spiritual and narrative learning, I wanted to relate the class back to the first project just to show how much I had progressed over the course of the semester. I wanted to ensure that I implemented video and pictures as well into this project, really getting into spirituality. So I broke down the 3 areas that are closely related to relieving stress, which are breathing, stretching, and meditation, and sought out information on those. I centered the class around the videos and photos, allowing them to create a narrative. And I also created a PowerPoint presentation first, which helped me with the modules in Canvas. So the lessons learned here was finally being able to implement both photos and videos together into a module. I also like seeing that feedback from other students, and the lessons learned over the course of the semester created a far superior project than my first one. The highlight for me for this project was seeing how much I had learned over the course of the semester and had applied it to a much better class this time around. I also learned a lot about spirituality from the videos I watched, and I've actually implemented this class at my own work. So there were several benefits to these projects, the first being immediate application. My final project I've actually been able to implement into my training session at my own work. I've also been able to create better courses thanks to new theories and ideas presented in the class. And I have a broader understanding of adult education, showing the importance of getting class participation in order to buy into what is being taught. So that's the end of my presentation, and I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this class as much as I did. Thank you.